FM 98.9 FM. Join me, Naeem, and the rest of the cast on the Let's Talk IT talk show. You guys will have fun, I promise you that, and we hope to have you there one day. How was your day? Glad you could join us today. We got it with no time to play, with no time to wait, so we're gonna keep up the pace. Hey, most likely, y'all don't know about IT. I mean, like, most of the old folks, they don't know. Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? Today we're talking IT. Yeah, okay, hey, yeah. Today we're talking IT. Yeah, alright, ooh, we're gonna keep it live. Okay. Learning here is like when we're talking IT. IT. Yeah. Today we're talking IT. Know your computers, this for the viewers. Today we're talking IT. We attituders, we got the humor. Yeah. Today we're talking IT. Okay. Learning here is like. Learning here is likely. So let's start IT.
Imagine a place that has all that you need. All of the things for your business to succeed. Furniture, copiers, laptops and more. TDC Business Center is your number one store. Print and copy and scan and fax. Our copy center does all of that. If you're having a party and you need chairs and tents, you've got all your needs at grand rentals for rent. The TDC Business Center has everything your business needs. Superior copy and printing services, business equipment and furniture, and a wide array of renting materials for all occasions. TDC Business Center, providing solutions that work.
Hey, how was your day? Glad you could join us today. We got it with no time to play, with no time to wait, so we're gonna keep up the pace. Hey, most likely, y'all don't know about IT. I mean, like, most of the old folks, they don't know. Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? Today we're talking IT. Yeah, okay, hey, yeah. Today we're talking IT. Yeah, alright, ooh, we're gonna keep it live. Okay. Learning here is like when we're talking IT. IT. Yeah, today we're talking IT. Know your computers, this for the viewers. Today we're talking IT. We attituders, we got the humor. Yeah. Today we're talking IT. Okay. Learning here is like. Learning here is likely. So let's start IT.
To our next episode of Let's Talk IT. I hope everyone is doing well today, enjoying their evening. Today we have a returning guest, Dr. Ricardo Neal. How are you, Mr. Neal?
I'm doing fine. I'm always glad to be here. It's always a pleasure to come on the radio and shell it.
Nice, nice. Anthony, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Had a couple schoolwork, I finished it up.
All right.
True.
Today we'll be speaking about data security. You know, talking about how computers how this be safe on computers and so forth. Sanjeev?
Hi. This is the first time, let me just say this real quick, this is the first time someone's called me by my name because they call me Mr. What's Popping. So let me just start off with, yo, what's popping? As you guys know, Naeem's not here tonight, and there's a particular reason. Anthony, do you know what's the reason why he's not here?
Family issues, I believe. I think he had to go spend time with some family.
Well, he's going to be in the next episode for sure. But tonight is going to be taking over by Kivisha Gums, our host that has not been on the mic as much as she should have. So Kivisha, let's roll with you. Well. All right. So data security you said, right, tonight?
Yes.
All right. So last time we left off with WhatsApp. We were talking about WhatsApp, the privacy things going on. We also spoke about how Elon Musk influenced Signal to everyone, and we also spoke about Telegram. So we have a returning guest tonight, Dr. Ricardo Neal. And Dr. Neal, well, where are we going with the data security from last time? Any clues where we left off? Because I am completely clueless.
We actually left off and we were talking about WhatsApp and how data is actually handled by major corporations, which is something that is of concern right now across the world. And it has been something that has been of great concern by a lot of persons. But, because a number of persons are not aware of how the technology is handled, they just say, okay, let me just, sign up for this and accept the terms and conditions and actually move on. And most times when you accept terms and conditions, you're actually signing a legal document. You're saying that I accept whatever the company wants to do with my information. And so it's therefore difficult for you to even bring a company some kind of legal action because you accept the terms. And so if you don't accept the terms, you can't use the application. If you do, you can use the application. So that's around the conversation that we had the last time, which I think is very, very important, especially now.
All right. So, well, in between all of this, we had someone teleport into the studio. Janiqua. Hello, madam. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
All right. So you know where we're going with this show, data security and so on. Also, today we had data security in class, so I learned a lot, by the way. So,
True.
well, cybersecurity, data security all comes under, correct, Mr. Neil?
Yeah, you want to put yes, cybersecurity within data security, yes.
All right. You did mention a couple of things in regards to cybersecurity. Of course, we did cover everything under data security, privacy laws, and everything last episode. And we just had a small recap from you. So let's talk about cybersecurity. It has been something well known to the entire world, from Anonymous to Donald Trump and all of those things. So can you give us a brief explanation to what cybersecurity is?
I guess we want to, because you mentioned several things, so let me just pinpoint the ones that jump out at me. So in terms of Donald Trump, Mr. Trump, data security breach would have started long before 2016. So it would not have to, it's not necessarily associated with him. It actually blown up, at that time when a particular statement was made that caused a number of companies to, become cautious of how their data is actually being handled. So that is why that particular part is important. Now, cybersecurity is, and I'm sure that you should remember based on what we discussed today. We spoke about cybersecurity. We're talking about cybersecurity actually securing equipment, securing a network, securing the entire facility, as long as that network or equipment is actually online. So as long as there's some kind of connection to online, then cybersecurity is actually important. Now, we did cover also the fact that cybersecurity include people. And I guess I don't want to jump too much ahead of myself, but cybersecurity surrounds the securing equipment, network, facilities, infrastructure, as long as it has to do with technology or it's a part of a technology spectrum.
All right. I do have a question in regards to this. I'm going to ask this not as an IT student. I'm going to ask this more as a person who does not know much about technology and cybersecurity in general. Is cybersecurity relating to FBIs and CBIs and so on?
FBIs.
Well,
okay. Let me break it down a bit. So, once you're online, once you have the ability to go on the internet, right? And once you have the ability to set a password, once you have the ability to browse the internet, then it means that you are at risk from persons who are having fun online, while you're also at risk from persons who are just seeking different reasons to capture data online. So you will be at risk. The beauty about being online is that there are some applications that provide some level of security. So you have your antivirus that provides some security to you. You have your security browsers. They do have some kind of filtering mechanism that prevents data.
Ad blockers.
Right, ad blockers. So you do have that. So once you go online, you're able to surf, if you will, in safe waters, right? If you will. So you're able to go online and do a number of things. It becomes risky when you begin to visit certain sites, some very interesting sites, for lack of a better word. So once you begin to visit those sites, then you find that these sites will send information to your system to be downloaded, or once you just visit them or you click on an icon, it downloads something on the system, and then you find the system begin to behave, abnormal, if you will, right? So I'm just kind of break it down so we understand a bit, what happened. So that's the basic of why we should actually secure our data. Now the question was, what does FBI and so forth have to do with cybersecurity? But if we check the history, we would have in the past a number of persons who would have used the internet to commit crimes, and so the FBI is not just limited to doing investigation in the States for capital crimes or so forth, but they do have a cybersecurity unit that monitors things that happen online. And they have been very, very effective with actually doing a number of things. So there are different groups online that the FBI would have targeted to ensure that we are safe and secure online. And FBI is not just the only entity that actually does that. We do have agencies from out of the UK who actually do checks. We do have non-profit organizations that do checks and balances to make sure that persons are somewhat safe. And you do have some black, gray, and white hat hackers who actually support being online safe. So that could be another conversation that we have, as in, who are these black hat hackers? Well, let me say who are they, but who is that person? What does that person do? So we could have another show to actually cover that. But the FBI is a part of the process of ensuring that there's some sort of security online.
Let me put my 2 cents in this for a second.
No problem.
When you check in the search bar and there's like a little icon right next to HTTP, there's a lock icon. Explain that about.
Okay, so HTTP, that's very important. Now, that actually gives the user the credibility that the site is safe. Okay, so once you see a green icon, and I think it's upper left hand corner, then that actually signify that site can actually do trading online. Okay, so and once you're able to do trading online, then you're safe with that particular icon. So it is actually SSL. That means that your browser is safe. Now there are a number of companies that provide that. So you have hosting company like GoDaddy, HostGate, a number of them. They do provide a number security online, and some of them actually use other company that provide security to secure your browser. I believe Komodo Dragon, which is one of the antivirus that is around, they do have a corporation that actually provide website security.
I remember I saw like a post online, not a video online, that was talking about the difference between sites that are HTTP versus sites that are HTTPS, and how on HTTP, if someone would say hack into your browser, they could easily find out what your password and information is, whereas with HTTPS, it's like the passwords and all kind of information would automatically be like encrypted, so you can actually find it out that easily. You would require more effort and higher skill, basically.
About that, the incognito tab on Google, as a IT professor, right? Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on it? Do you trust it?
Yeah. If I trust incognito, I trust incognito whenever I'm building a site and I need to check the site whenever the cache is built up. So I guess persons who are listening who design sites would understand what I mean. But the whole incognito is just to give some kind of a lot. I wouldn't say a false sense. Well, it depends on what you're doing online. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing online. But it provides some level of security. So it actually prevents, for example, somebody checking your history to see what you were doing before. Yeah, for sure. So I'm not sure if that is security you're talking about, but it do aid in that respect. I wouldn't say it's 100% secure because once you're online, there's nothing that is 100% secure.
Okay. The people need to know. The people need to know.
Yeah, of course.
I remember when I was doing the IT program, we first started coming, and we had to use like the school computers, and we had to log into like IIT,
IITA.
that one, and you had to like log into like your email, and like when I go up the main campus and I would use the computers up there, I have to like log into my email to get onto classes and stuff like that for Google Meet. So the best way to avoid having to like you forget to log out or something like that is to go on incognito, because as soon as you close your browser, you log out everything, all the memory get deleted. It's almost as if you never use it. Because whenever I go on the main computer up there, so many different people emails on that computer, and you could just easily go in there and figure it out and get the information.
But remember to exit off. Remember to exit off. There's a student in the class.
Yeah.
I don't want to say your name, but he was checking his GPA. I think Sanji might know, maybe, I don't know. But he was checking his GPA, and then when he left out, he didn't close off the tab, and it was still it was incognito. So me being completely oblivious, I went and I actually see that, and yikes! Wish I didn't see it. That was.
But when you're on incognito, don't the Wi-Fi providers see what you're doing at the same time?
Yeah, I think they don't protect you from your Wi-Fi provider.
Yeah, once okay, there's I think the public needs to know that once you're online,
there is no such thing as
there's no such thing as safety. You have a level of safety, some level of safety, but you do not have that maximum security that you probably would like to have. Because the reality is that the data is on somebody's server in the world. Yeah. That's the bottom line. It is not to say that you're not supposed to use the internet. Of course, use the internet. You should use it, but you must be aware. As you mentioned about persons leaving their account logged in. We have seen that over and over, where somebody logged. You go to use a computer, and when you look at somebody's account is there. So you have those things. So it's important to log out. That's a basic fundamental aspect of data security.
I think when it comes to using the internet, you just have to make up in your mind that there is no actual full 100% privacy unless I go completely paranoid and make my own computer and my own internet and all that kind of stuff to protect my data. As long as I use the internet, my data is going to be out there. So rather than being afraid of the fact that your data is out there, be more cautious about what kind of data you're putting out there. And see what your passwords and stuff like that, you can't help it. They're going to know your passwords. But be careful and be cautious and make sure you don't use the same password over and over again. And those kind of basic security tips to help at least give yourself a sense of security. You get the hacker a harder time at hacking you and stuff like that, and trying to figure out your information.
What do you all think about putting on your location, like online and so forth? Sorry, I was asking, what do you all think about putting your location online, like your pictures and show where you're at the moment and all those things?
Well,
I do not do that.
I don't do that either.
I do not do that. Okay, they're very rare. I will do that. So let's say I travel to a country and we did something and we want to, let's say it has to do for national interest. Let me say that. Don't put it that way then. Then I'll do that. But after that, I turn it off. So, I try not to, turn on your location. And then the other thing, why do you want to turn on your location? Because it's not like you have a system, well, there are those who will argue that perhaps it's a good thing that maybe if something happened to you, then somebody can find you. That's what they say. Then the other question is how accurate it is in the Caribbean region. That's the other, you see what I'm saying? So that's the other question, right? So it's not that accurate, so you have to just be mindful. And they do have devices that provide that level of thing where you want to keep it on just in case something happened to you, But you have to be mindful in the cell phone that you use, because your cell phone is with you every single day. And these guys out there, they know that you have a cell phone with you every day. All right? So you try to turn off things that you're not using. If you're not using it, turn it off. If you have apps that you just have it installed on your phone, you just get rid of them. If you're not using them, just get rid of them. So it is better to have the apps that you, and here we're going into apps now. It's better to have the apps on your phone that you're using as opposed to have some that you're not using, just sitting there, taking up storage, and also it gives people can peep in the system and capture your data and so forth. So you try to protect your data as much as possible.
About capturing data, I'm pretty sure hopefully, maybe. Have any of you guys ever met someone who put like a black electrical tape around the camera?
I've seen those people all the time.
What are your thoughts on it? Do you think?
Why do you have to do that to me? Okay, all right. So yeah, okay, so there are those who let me say it like this. Right. So there are those who will say that those are crazy people. I mean, you can turn it off.
Well, like Janika was saying,
right?
Being cautious.
But yeah,
it can be.
but you see, you can actually okay. One can access your webcam without actually you turn it on. We have seen that happen over and over. I've seen persons able to turn on the Samsung monitors that has the camera on it without the user turn it on. Just by sending them a file and you double click on the file and you see nothing happen. And it turns on the camera and you do not know that the camera is on. So, so the persons who cover it, they are just taking an extra step, an extra precautionary measure, which nothing is wrong with that. So if somebody put a sticker on their camera, someone might say, oh, that person is crazy, but nothing is wrong with, taking an extra step just to ensure that you're secure. Because it can be turned on without the user.
I seen inside a phone, and when the camera on the front part of the phone, when it's turned on, a light should indicate to show that
the phone. But it's not every device that does that.
Not
though.
all.
Mine doesn't do that.
Only laptops, I think.
Well, you're talking about phones. I'm not device in general, because you have some monitors that have the built-in webcam that there's no light there. No light. So it doesn't really indicate that it's on or off. And also, if we should get into the electronic basis of it, the light is just there to say that it's on. Yeah. So if for some reason the light is not working, it could be on and you don't know it's on.
That is true.
So it could be on and that's it.
My mother recently started watching Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
She's been watching this show, and it was just like, when I'm watching it, there was like this one episode where they kidnapped one of the cast members, and somebody, like, there was recording. They had these 3 sets of women that they were recording. The women didn't know that was being recorded, and they just hacked into their computers, and they had like the little cameras there, conveniently placed where they were at the moment. I don't know why, on their computers. But yeah, they had the camera on and was just watching them. And he said, which one you're going to kill? And then he actually went there into the person's house and killed them with the camera still on. So the person was back in the whatever hideout spot that he was in, good as he is. So it's like, sometimes I really just watching that kind of show, just get you kind of paranoid, like, gee, somebody could really be plotting to kill me right now. Just watching me through that window.
Paranoia.
Paranoia,
yeah, it happens.
I have a question. Do you think the government use like these things to spy on us?
Yes.
Which government?
I
don't know.
FBI,
Okay, just
CIA.
general overall. It's difficult for me to answer the question, but I don't think it is prevalent in the Caribbean. Prevalent. I don't think it's prevalent in the Caribbean. I think, and talking from my perspective now, I think the Caribbean is now moving up into the realm of technology, begin to embrace it. I think in the past, you would not have seen a lot of embracement for technology. I remember back in the days when people never used to like computer system back in the 17th century when dinosaur was around. Anyway, all right. So people never used to really like technology. They thought it was an archaic thing, and what is this? And it's going to make my life difficult. But now you find that governments begin to embrace it. There have been news articles out there that says that different countries are spying on their citizens. Right, a lot of news articles by major countries. No, I do not have any evidence, so I can't call any names. But it's actually all over. But that is something that I think it came out. I think there was some argument in the United States regarding that. So there's a news article out there for that, where they thought that, I think Obama, if I'm mistaken, during his tenure, and there was some spying going on, and then you had Edward, some Sweden guy, I forgot his name. There was this guy in the United States who actually leak information to the public to say to them that the government is spying on you, and then he had to run away to Russia. I think he's in Russia now. He ran away to Russia and so forth. So you do have those things. So there are countries that do have allegations of government spying on them. And so people pursue it in different ways.
Well,
What we know as people who are in technology, it can happen. That's what we know. It can happen. It can happen, and that is why legislation is very important to ensure that people's privacy is protected. And that's the part that I think that should be looked into more.
So you're telling
deeper.
me just put a copyright trademark on my face.
No.
If my camera sees me, I can patent that.
I'm not sure how you get that one out of it, but
Because a wise man once told me,
Yeah.
patent everything.
well,
I don't know if you know this wise man before. I don't know.
Well, there are people who do. Well, I know. There's this artist. I think is Boozy or
Weeknd?
something.
No.
One of them who
Somebody who had a-
the haircut. They actually have a pattern on the haircut in the United States. Yeah.
But honestly, to be honest, like, be completely honest with me right now. Do you genuinely believe you have any privacy from your government? You genuinely think that your government cannot find out where you be right now? Just
I mean,
yeah, they have so much information like that is kept
I mean-
for
but I mean-
records that they could just easily access when they're ready for it.
Yeah, but
Is
you
that the
see,
government?
but you see, government can actually have information. They can have information, but not all government act upon it like that.
Yeah.
From
Unless
that.
something
From
bad,
that. I
unless
mean,
red
yeah,
flags,
I don't
red
think.
flags.
Yeah, I think
They
the
don't
data
really-
is there because you
You're
have.
not important.
Cause you have social security, you have those things. You get an ID when you reach a certain age. So you have an address. Yeah, so
You have a passport.
yeah, so I mean they know, but
They know you.
it just,
yeah,
it
but
just-
in terms of
yeah.
acting upon it, in the wrongful light, I don't think it's a prevalent thing. I think it happens in more larger countries. It might be prevalent
It's
for
not
them
gonna-
to do that.
yeah.
If
right?
it's like in America, and so you have like all there's so much political unrest. Let me say that in quotation marks. You would have your government being more cautious of the activities that your users on the internet, because if next now I see you having a conversation planning to go burn down a government building, I'll be like, excuse me, what is all of this? And then I would take your profile and trace your location, find your passport, your address, shut down all them kind of things, and stop you. Like, that's when your government would step in. But if you're just on the internet browsing different wigs, I don't think you have to worry about the government trying to hack you.
I
I don't
think it's
think
just certain keywords. I think
Yeah.
it's just certain keywords that you
Certain
can't
things that
Yeah, I
actually
don't
care
think,
about.
yeah. For example, if
Alright,
you're
alright,
online,
Sai.
yes.
We'll be going on a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about data security.
Okay.
All right.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Enrichi, or you guys might know me as Naeem, and you're about to listen to Let's Talk IT, the show that's filled with comedy and education about the information technology world. Join us every other Tuesday at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on WINN FM 98.9 FM. Join me, Naeem, and the rest of the cast on the Let's Talk IT talk show. You guys will have fun, I promise you that, and we hope to have you there one day.
You see Mr. Neil phone just starts buzzing.
Yeah, well, it
Prime
was.
Minister call WhatsApp.
no, I think it was something. It's one of those constantly.
We supposed to start?
I don't know.
Hey, how was your
Talking about
day?
the
Glad you could
government
join us
story.
today. We got it with no
I
time to
think- I
play,
think
with
it
no
was
time to
time to wait. I
wait,
don't
so
think
we're
it
gonna keep up the pace. Hey, most likely,
So that's about
y'all don't know
government story?
about IT. I mean, like, most of the old folks, they don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, right?
Today we're talking IT.
Yeah, okay, hey, yeah,
Today we're talking IT.
yeah, alright, ooh,
We're gonna keep it live.
okay,
Learning here is like
hey,
when we're talking IT.
hey,
IT.
hey,
Today we're talking IT.
know your computers, this for the viewers.
Today we're talking IT.
We are the tutors, we got the humor, yeah.
Today we're talking IT.
Okay.
Learning here is like
Learn to hear is likely, so let's start IT.
All right.
Imagine a place that has all that you need. All of the things for your business to succeed. Furniture, copiers, laptops, and more. TDC Business
That's
Center
okay.
is your #1 store. Print and copy and scan and fax. Our copy center does all of that. If you're having a party,
Edward
speeches and texts,
Swordner or something like
got all
that.
your needs and
Okay.
rentals for rent. The TDC Business Center has everything everything your business needs. Superior copy and printing services, business equipment and furniture, and a wide array of renting materials for all occasions. TDC Business Center, providing solutions that work.
Hey, how was your day? Glad you could join us today. We got it with no time to play, with no time to wait, so we're gonna keep up the pace. Hey, most likely, y'all don't know about IT. I mean, like, most of the old folks, they don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Today we're talking IT.
Yeah, okay, hey, yeah.
Today we're talking IT.
Yeah, alright, ooh,
We're gonna keep it lively.
Okay.
Learning here
Yeah.
is likely.
Hey.
When we're talking IT.
Hey.
IT.
yeah, hey,
Today we're talking IT.
know your computers, this for the viewers.
Today we're talking IT.
We attitudes, we got the humor, yeah.
Today we're talking IT.
okay.
Learning here is likely.
Learn to hear is likely, so let's start IT.
All right. Welcome back to Let's Talk IT with your host, Kivisha Gums, and, well, I'm here. Naim's not here. But Naim did message me right now and told that he's sending his regards to this episode. So, well, let's just give him a round of applause, can we? So that he knows that we are actually listening to him. Well, Naim, you see, everyone's here for you.
Yes,
All right. And now that I'm here, promo plug in the studio, let's go with the promos. So let's quickly thank our sponsors, SKNRA, the St Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association, IITAE, the International Information Technology Academy of Excellence, and our newest sponsor, TDC Building Center. So, guys, let's give a round of applause for our newest sponsor for Let's Talk IT. All right. Well, we can't just leave it at that. Of course, we need to talk about our SKNRA 1-year anniversary event that took place on February 4th, Thursday. So, Dr. Neil, the chairperson and founder of SKNRA, can you give us an insight on what happened during the event?
Well, I was having fun talking about data security a while ago. We actually started the SKNRA in I think about last year, 14th or 15th of February, somewhere there. And so time really moved fast, that we have actually gone through an entire year. And so we had the anniversary a bit later down. It was last week, Wednesday? Wednesday? Yeah.
I think
last
it was a
Wednesday?
Thursday.
Last Thursday? Yeah, we had the event. And it was actually good. So we had the Minister of Education there, Minister General Powell. We had the Minister of ICT and Health, the Honorable Akila Byron, who is a strong supporter of the SKNRA program. And I always mention it because she knew us before we actually became an association. And so she used to turn up to our capstone project and support the guys. And so they were there. We did have Father Lauren.
I don't know.
Yes,
Father Lawrence. Yeah, Father Lawrence here. Oh, Father doesn't crucify me. Right, Father Lawrence was there. So he actually allowed us to use ICCS auditorium, which was excellent. So we do have a lot of persons who support SKNRA, provide their support here and there, which is actually good. And so we had a number of inductees as a result of the event. We did give out awards to the teachers. Well, we hand over certificates to the vice principal and the head of school to ensure that the teachers would get certificate for using the IITA platform. Awards was given. I was even surprised by receiving gifts. I didn't know I was gonna get gifts, but gifts came. So Sanjeev did trick me. So, but anyway, so it was actually a nice event. It was a nice event, given that we have completed an entire year and now we're still here. So that is what happened the other day. The media houses, some of them was there, and that was actually good. So we had a wonderful time.
Nice. Well, let me just rephrase one of the things you said. The gift was actually not surprised by me. It was planned by Aliyah Paulius, our senior financial director at SKNRA. And also, for those who are listening in right now and tuning in, if you guys want to check how the event went through, you guys can go and check it out on our socials on IITAE and SKNRA. It is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Flickr, and LinkedIn. at SKNRA, the St Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association, and on YouTube at SKN Robotics Association. Also, you can check it out on our IITAE pages at IITAE Ltd or IITAE or the International Information Technology Academy of Excellence. If you guys want to check more about this, you can go and check us out on our podcast pages as well, which is on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podcast Box, Castbox, and much more. I can't be saying too much because if not, they're going to think that I'm on a roll. So let's go back into the studio with data security. Mr. Neil, I did hear that you loved talking about this. Let's continue.
Well, data security is important. I think it's something that we have to talk about. We were talking about government spying and so forth. That is something that is actually, it happens in some countries that persons would have posts, what do you call them now, articles and so forth. The only one that came out, his name was Edward Snowden, something like that, something like that. So he was actually an intelligence officer working for the government, and so he actually leaked information. So that's what he did. He leaked information, and then he left, flee. So those things happen. So but I think those things are more prevalent in larger countries. I don't think Caribbean is actually
I don't think I have to
so I think our focus is should be on trying to develop technology and see how we can get technology to be a part of our everyday operation. They have what is called the e-government, and e-government, a major aspect of e-government. E-government mean when you begin to change over the government system into more accepting of technology and all of that kind of thing. And so a major part of it is data security, where things are put in place to secure data.
I'll be honest with you, dumb statement, but when they said e-government, the first thing that came to mind was taxes on.
I guess when some person hear the word government, the whole consensus is tax. But no, it's not like that. Government is much more larger than that. There's a lot of things other than that is to be done.
All right then. All right, so you did mention taxes, and I don't want to go into taxes because taxes is not for us. I saw this joke today regarding taxes. I hope you guys understand the joke.
Yeah.
You see how Netflix gives us about a month?
Subscription, yeah.
Yeah, a subscription, free trial for a month.
Oh, yeah.
Most platforms give us a free trial for a month. So it's like our life is like we have 18 years of free trial, and then after that we have to pay taxes and everything. It's like subscriptions afterwards. So... Well, if you guys understood.
Yeah, I
hope
understood.
So, talking about taxes and so on, we did talk about games previously. But I want to know, is there some kind of data security that goes into games? And, applications do have a privacy policy and so on. But do games have the same?
In a sense, yes. Because there's as you said, certain applications require like an account, and it's not like you're gonna. There's like rules. They'll tell you this before you even start the game up. They'll tell you, do not share your information to any others. Do not share your password, your username, or anything like that. But as long as you don't breach those kind of terms and services, you should be good. That's it.
But I think every application is guided by some kind of policy. The universal consensus is that once you make an application, you should have some kind of legal document that bind you to the document to the application. So they're gonna have unless the game is built by somebody who is doing something under the table. But generally, you have to have that kind of legal, document that binds the user to the game, and also to inform the user of, that you're protecting yourself also, because somebody could sue you because they spent 10 hours on the game, and because they didn't have anything that says, well, you should only spend a maximum of 4 hours a day.
If you
right? So people sue persons for anything. Just about any single thing. So that's why the legal part has to be set there. So
There's actually a story right now with this lady. She tried to do shit here, and
Oh yeah.
she ended up using
Oh.
Gorilla Glue
Yeah, I
instead
saw
of
it. Yeah, I saw it.
Here,
Yeah, I saw it.
super glue. And it was like, oh, she's going to sue them. It's like, why would you sue them? It's like, on the directions, don't use it. So when you have things like privacy policies and terms of services, it's to protect you from very stupid people that would do dumb things like spread a hair with Gorilla Glue instead of hair glue and try to blame it on you.
I don't see why you need to sue them. That should be like, I mean, you give a child.
It is actually
It's
on the
clearly
bottom.
stated that it's not here.
But like,
not
think of it.
glue.
You give a primary student, someone who could read,
Yeah.
someone who could have a general knowledge of how glue works.
Gorilla
That
Glue.
was
You
just-
think you think a child would do that?
Industrial glue on your heel.
Like,
She was just
Well,
trying out something.
Well,
I don't
let
think
me
she
stand
expected
in
that
the
to
defense of the people. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't classify persons as being stupid. I think some people are just unlearned, and sometimes persons don't really pay attention. Sometimes they don't pay attention to what's on there, because when in the video she mentioned why she used that. I think the name was close,
Yeah.
Gorilla.
but it's
got to
something.
be glue.
oh, I know what
Something-
you're
Got to be
talking
glue.
about.
She
I
got
know,
to be
I know.
glue.
I know
Yeah, I
what
think,
you mean.
yeah, so it seemed like it was close. So I want to assume
But then
that she
again-
just sprayed it up and used it, and then it becomes
How guys-
shine,
It was
smooth.
Yeah, how got to be glue was
Right.
finished. and
So
she
I was
used
I
it.
was actually surprised to see the follow up.
the result.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw this thing and then I'm like, okay then, and then I see it again coming up, follow up,
But in fact,
this
that
happened.
she left it in for like a month.
Her hair was a nice countertop. I'm not even gonna
For
lie.
a whole
It
month.
was-
Oh yeah, the shine.
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 When she touch it with the nails, ooh. ASMR.
But
I think that's what
I'm
you
just
have.
thinking about Gorilla Glue. I was just asking someone here back here about they have Gorilla Glue sprays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
got to
have
be
them.
glue. Yeah.
I think I'm
They have the
Patrick the
Got to Be
Star
Glue,
living
and
under a
then they
rock.
had the
As-
Gorilla
Gorilla
Glue.
snot.
Gorilla Snot. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Gorilla
have that.
Snot.
They had the Gorilla Glue actually have a
But they look
pharmacy.
different. I don't know
just
how you mix
let's
up
just
two
be
of them.
glad that it wasn't
I guess
flex
that's
tape.
it.
All right. Let's just
So
be glad
I
it wasn't
yes,
Yes.
I think it comes back to I think in some way it is synonymous with data security. Some way, you have to pay attention, to what you're doing, because clearly she wasn't paying attention. So and then she's gonna blame
The
the company. You see what I'm saying? So you have to pay attention. For example, if you're working for a major organization, you have to follow their terms and service that is there. Their private, their security policies that are there, the cyber security policies that are there. If they say, every time you're leaving from your computer, ensure you turn it off, or they say log out of the account, you do so. If you do not do that, then somebody, perhaps a disgruntled employee, might come over to your account and begin to have fun because they want to get rid of you. Have fun. So no, you ensure that you pay attention to what it is, and I think that is what it boils down to when it comes on the cybersecurity. You must pay attention, and there must be some kind of education, right? Some kind of education. So it's good for the public to be informed as to why they should not do this, and sometimes why they avoid these things, and that's why I think this topic is important.
I think back when the internet first came like a thing, and it was coming like a commonplace thing for like in households and stuff like that, you actually had people saying you had like these informative videos that would like give you internet security tips. And nowadays people look back and they're like, oh, that's so stupid, that's so paranoid, that's so excessive. And like you realize no, that's actually very important. Like using different passwords, turning off the computer is very important, because especially nowadays where it's so easy to get access to learn how to code and hack and stuff like that and create malware. You at a higher risk nowadays than you were back then when the computer just had awful security. But even now, people know more than ever.
Do you think data security evolves along with technology?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's different. It has to happen. It has to happen. It's actually compared. As a matter of fact, we were reading some stats today, that I found very interesting, and I was scared with the stats. Everybody was looking at me like I'm crazy, but I find some stats that was very important. And some of the stats speak to the value of data security in this time. So between 2019 and 2022, we're looking at about $131.5 million will be invested in data security by companies. All right. So because persons understand that they must secure. While the technology changes, then you have the hackers, you have the developers, they're changing also. And when we use hacking, and that could be another topic that we discuss, but hacking itself is not necessarily a bad word.
No.
Because you do have persons who
Breach
work
test.
as penetration
Penetration
testers, right? That's their job, right? To actually test the company's network to make sure that it cannot be breached, or to identify breaches or potential breaches that could happen within the organization. So yeah, so as technology changes, the methodologies changes just to make sure that they have their stake in all of this. So that happens. But what you find happening though, which is kind of a flip side to it, of coming, is that you do have some companies to do certain tasks. They do keep older OS,
Operating system.
Yeah.
older operating systems. They do keep them to do a particular job, as long as it doesn't slow down the operation. It's part of the job, because the reason behind it is that, okay, if I'm using Windows 98 to do a particular task, something that is not necessarily on the internet, but it's doing a particular task, then that is okay. You know, so there are persons who actually do that.
With the evolution of technology and data security, right? Do you think it's a wise idea to go paperless when paying currency paperless? Just invest into cryptocurrency and such stuff like that, like JAD. And
First of all, to talk about the whole paperless concept, that is very classist. And that's a big word, but basically,
Yeah,
when
but
you
explain
have
to the public to know.
when you
I don't
have
even
your
know.
homeless population and stuff like that, you forcing like smaller business and stuff like that to use credit cards. You have your homeless population, and in order to get a credit card, you need an address. And if you don't have a home, you don't have an address. Sometimes you might even need a social security card, those kind of stuff. So your homeless population cannot go digital. They cannot go cashless. They need the cash. So that's already a bad concept on its own. Second of all, putting all your money on the internet. You have people that can hack, and they're very much, you have data security, but you still have people that are very smart who might even work at National Bank, not National Bank, any bank themselves, and just could easily hack and know how the bank system is, and just decide, you know what, forget you, I'm going to steal some money, and they take off $10 off of your account, $10 off your cousin account, $10 off everybody's account, and in St Kitts and Nevis, they get how much? Almost $500,000.
But that's where the penetration testers come in. They should be
Yeah.
able to.
So that you see, with the evolution of technology, the companies and organizations will they do training, a number of training to make sure that the IT persons are up to par to protect the organizations, which is actually important in this day and age, to ensure that all of the experts, you know, who we have, they are highly trained to monitor and to check things. Now, you asked me if I think, I missed the question.
Oh, if you think
Yeah.
that we can go paperless.
Yeah, if we
Like,
could go
say, say like in the next 10
You
years.
say if we can go paperless.
Yeah.
I'm okay. So from where I sit, without having the stats to look on, you know, what's happening, I think that we will still have the physical currency around.
Yeah.
But I'm also seeing a great shift online, right? Because this is the thing about technology. It is inevitable.
Yeah, you can't avoid it.
It is
Can't avoid it.
inevitable at this point. You can't avoid it. So it will happen. So that is why I justified that earlier by saying, you know, the organizations will have to ensure that the persons who are in those fields are actually highly trained.
As far as you're saying with the, you know, the paper thing, I think that, what was I going to say just now? What was I just going to say?
I don't know. I can't
No,
realize.
like almost everything has its flaw to it. So, yes, going paperless causes problems for the person that can't afford such things, such technology. But when you look at it, technology evolves, and so these things are going to evolve. So, yeah.
But I don't think even the persons who cannot afford to go paperless, the paper will still be there. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that it is we're not living within a society where, you know, if you're not online, then you can't transact business, right? It's just that online provides you with another mode, you know, another medium, if you will, to ensure that you can maximize your business. Because let's say let's say I'm a person who sell things on the street. I sell some sweets and some biscuits and so
Local
forth.
drinks and-
I might not be able to afford a website for persons to go and order sweets and that kind of stuff. But I still can do my transaction on the street side. So the physical cash will actually still
It
be
just
around.
takes a while for these things to die
It's gonna take some. It's gonna take some time.
Die
You,
out.
we're not as a die out, but
But-
well, that's a strong word. But if
slowly.
if we're living in a highly developed environment
Oh,
where
like
where
flying
once
cars.
where once you enter the airport and come in, you're told that listen, we don't use cash. Right, so make sure already have it online to say listen, nobody use cash here. So make sure. So we're not living in that society right now, and we do have not yet, and we do have developed countries that still use cash, so they still print the cash. So yes, so
I was
not
referring
there
more
yet.
to a situation like in, I think it was America also. They have stores that will literally say, we don't accept cash here, only card, which is just an easier way of saying no homeless people.
yeah, well,
They have a lot of.
that's
Not
well,
really.
that's
They
a quick
actually
job
have a lot.
over.
They have a lot of ways that they just say
Yeah,
to narrow out the clientele.
But
There's
before
no
there
to
was-
narrow the clientele.
yeah,
Before there was CAD, there was always cash, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Right?
yeah. Yes, cash
and
was
then
out there.
CAS came in, and there's still cash
The
up
cash
to
still
this
there,
very
yeah,
point.
yeah.
So
But so I think I understand what you're saying. You do have you do have private sector companies who are trying to push the technology where you just walk in, swipe with a card, and go out.
Yeah.
But those are some companies. You have companies that sells the same thing,
I remember,
but you can't go and pay your cash
I
for it.
remember Marriott was doing that at one point, but it wasn't like you can't. They won't accept cash. They wouldn't accept EC. They would accept US.
yeah,
Okay.
And if you didn't have the EC, if you didn't have US order card, they would tell you to go up to the lobby, and they'll give you the receipt. Go up to the lobby and
They
do the
still do
transaction
that.
right there. They still do it.
I think I feel like when I went to buy
Because
kids stuff,
the pizza was amazing there. I remember
Yeah.
the ice cream was cheap. Like
That is very
Yeah,
weird.
you do have those things happen.
Yeah.
But once you're going to transact anything online, you have to be careful at the same time. You still have to be careful. You still have to observe, where you spend your money online.
Oh yeah, you gotta be
So you
careful.
can't just you can't just order something from anywhere because the thing look fancy. You order them. I remember once, right? Sometime last year, I was on one of those social media sites, and I saw a car for like
$1.
$2,000, and it was a supercar. I'm like,
2000.
what? And they keep on posting it over and over. So the reason why they were doing over and over is to actually accomplish a thing called to actually convince the user
Yeah.
to actually purchase the thing by sending it to you over and over. So the term would be social engineering. To bring that social engineering in, because social engineering has to do with how you respond to a thing based on how it is presented to you. So they keep on doing over and over.
Yes.
So I was there sitting down watching, and then I went to read some reviews, and there are people who actually pay the money.
Yeah, make a false.
Right, because they think that it's real. Because it was being published so often, and then they end up being scammed.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been to websites, right, and they will be like, oh, this dude from Bassett here or something like that, spelled the name
Oh,
completely.
Yes.
And
Iconic.
he wouldn't want you to find out about this information that he has. And then there's another one where a girl just literally sitting down next to a pile of money. And then he expected me to believe that person somewhere in Charlestown, Nevis.
Sitting on the pile of money just like
Sorry,
that.
Charlestown, Nevises or something
Yeah,
like
because
that.
they-
spelled
yeah.
it really bad.
I actually got an ad that just said Bastia, Florida.
all right. We'll send this to Sanjay, the promo guy, real quick.
All right. So we did talk about everything here, from cybersecurity to paperless. Well, I do know Dr. Neil loves going paperless. So we're going to be back next episode to continue with this topic and much more. We're going to talk about black hat, gray hat, and white hat hackers, the hacking topic in general, also hacking in games, Anthony.
Oh, right.
Also, we'll continue with the whole cryptocurrency and so on talk in the next episode. But before we do go, a quick promo once again by your man, Promo Plug. That's my name now. It's a cool name. It's a cool superhero name. So, here we go. So if you guys want to check us, check our YouTube channel. You can go check it out as SKN Robotics Association. Our social media pages are on Instagram, Flickr, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Yeah, I got it correct this time. It's SKNRA or the St Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association or the SKN Robotics Association. You can also check IITAE's social media pages, which is IITAE Ltd or the International Information Technology Academy of Excellence or IITAE on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Flickr, and also YouTube. And guys, if you guys want to check us out on our updates, upcoming events, or events from the past, you can go check us out on YouTube and our other social media pages where we upload regularly and update you guys on it. Also, please do not forget to check our podcasts out on Podcast Box, Castbox. I'm going to stop. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and plenty more sites. If you guys want to check that out, go check our website, sknra.org. Also, before we end this episode,
TDC.
another quick shout out to our sponsors, SKNRA, the St Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association, IITAE, the International Information Technology Academy of Excellence, and to our newest sponsor, one big drum roll and a round of applause. Let's go. And our newest sponsor is TDC Hospital Building Center. Am I right? No. TDC. Oh my God.
TDC.
I am completely sorry, but it's TDC officer. Yeah. So I need a script. I need a script because can you guys understand what I'm saying? Because I'm talking too fast for my own good.
Yo, we understand.
Cool. I'm actually, I'm actually the Flash. Just so you guys know, I'm going to be starring on Flash as promo plug. Okay. So all right. So with that said, we're going to send it back to Kivisha.
Wrap it up.
All right. The show has come to an end. Thank you all for watching. See us
Listening.
next Tuesday.
Watching and listening.
Watching and listening.
Where's the thing?
All right.
Imagine a place that has all that you need, all of the things for your business to succeed. Furniture, copiers, laptops, and more. TDC Business Center is your #1 store. Print and copy and scan and fax. Our copy center does all of that. If you're having a party and you need chairs and tents, you've got all your needs and grand rentals for rent. The TDC Business Center has everything your business needs. Superior copy and printing services, business equipment and furniture, and a wide array of renting materials for all occasions. TDC Business Center, providing solutions that work.
Hey, how was your day? Glad you could join us today. We got it with no time to play, with no time to wait.